Number 1. The 1967 Chevrolet Malibu, listed at $10,000 and located in Choctaw, Oklahoma, a classic Chevelle body beauty that's already been given a modern heart transplant and is just waiting for the right enthusiast to finish the job. Showing 166,665 miles and equipped with an automatic transmission, the 67 Malibu has been LS swapped with an L96 engine, boosted even further by a Stage 3 Texas Speed Cam, and paired to a stout 4L80E transmission, all controlled through a Holley Terminator system, a setup with huge performance potential once dialed in. It's not without its quirks, as the seller notes some rust around the windshield and on the hood, making it ripe for restoration work. Mechanically, the car needs a proper tune, as it sometimes stalls when put into gear, though giving some throttle keeps alive. Clear sign that it's close to being dialed in, but needs finishing touches from someone who knows their way around LS tuning. The foundation is strong. Big power, modern drivetrain, and the unmistakable body lines of late 60s Malibu. It just needs the right hands to bring it from project state to street-ready beast. The seller emphasizes that, due to its current condition, it should be trailer for long-distance transport, and it's offered at $10,000 or best offer, with no trades. For anyone hunting for a classic GMA body with serious performance bones, one that already has expensive parts installed, this LS-powered 1967 Malibu in Choctaw is a prime opportunity to build something fast, loud, and truly custom without starting from scratch. Number 2. The 1966 Cadillac Calais 4-door, listed at $12,000 and located in Florence, Alabama, a true survivor from an era when Cadillac ruled the road with unmatched size, presence, and elegance. With only 70,222 miles on the clock and paired with an automatic transmission, this classic Calais still carries that unmistakable Cadillac attitude. Long, low, wide, and built to float across the highway like a living room on wheels. The seller describes it as running and driving flawlessly, which is exactly what you want to hear from a car known for its smooth, effortless cruising. The body still holds its original charm, and while the paint does show a few spots of chipping, it's nothing major, just the kind of honest where you'd expect from a nearly 60-year-old classic that's been enjoyed rather than hidden away. The white wall tires are a perfect touch of vintage styling, and they still have strong tread, ready for miles of weekend fun. Inside, the interior remains in good condition, though the front bench seat does have tears on both the driver and passenger sides. Hence the towels placed over it by the current owner. Still, the cabin feels authentic, full of that mid-60s luxury vibe that Cadillac nailed so perfectly. The car doesn't currently have AC installed, but everything needed for a functional AC system is included with the sale, giving the next owner the freedom to restore that comfort feature whenever they're ready. What makes this Calais appealing is that it strikes a balance between being fully drivable and still offering room for light restoration, making it a great candidate for someone who wants a classic cruiser that doesn't require a complete overhaul. The seller mentions that the only reason for parting with it is a need for something more suitable for carrying kids, which means this Cadillac isn't being sold out of frustration or mechanical issues, but simply for practicality. So if you're searching for a big body, attention-grabbing American classic that turns heads everywhere it goes, this 66 Calais delivers that iconic Cadillac swagger at a fair price. Once again, it's listed at $12,000, and just like the seller emphasizes, no trades. Number 3. The 1976 Lincoln Continental Mark IV, listed at $12,500 and located in Ackworth, Georgia, a gorgeous, low-mileage classic with only 46,258 miles, paired with an automatic transmission, and finished as a Bicentennial Special Edition Cartier Edition, making it one of the most collectible trims of its era. This particular Mark IV comes from a grandfather's estate, a man who clearly had a refined taste in vintage automobiles. And the car reflects that care and attention. After joining his collection, the Lincoln received a full refresh. A new paint job, a new vinyl top, a new headliner, a rebuilt carburetor, a new fitted car cover, and replacement headlight door switches, all ensuring the car kept its high-end elegance intact. It sat in storage for 4 years, preserved but unused, until recently when it was brought back to proper running condition. The recommissioning work was extensive and thoughtful. New rear calipers, rotors, and pads. The fuel tank dropped, drained, cleaned, and refilled with fresh gas, plus an oil and filter change, a new battery, a new ignition coil, and a complete detail with chrome buffing and interior cleaning. Thanks to all that work, this Mark IV now starts reliably, runs smoothly, shifts confidently, and rides with that trademark Lincoln float that defined luxury cruising in the 1970s. Overall, it's in remarkably good condition for nearly 50 years old, offering both the comfort and style that make these big-body personal luxury coupes so desirable today. The seller is transparent about its minor issues. The right front window no longer rolls down, and occasionally the dash shows a door open warning, likely tied to that same RF door. But these are small quirks in comparison to the overall preservation and mechanical readiness of the vehicle. With the Cartier Edition pedigree, the documented maintenance, the estate history, and its outstanding condition, this Continental stands as a fantastic opportunity for collectors or anyone who appreciates the drama, presence, and smooth drive of a true 1970s American land yacht. The price is set at $12,500 OBO, and unlike many listings today, this seller is open to trades, including other cars, tractors, or equipment, making it a flexible and compelling classic to pursue. Number 4. The 1974 Chevrolet Corvette Stingray Coupe 2D, listed at $15,500 and located in Johnson City, Tennessee, a classic C3 model with 79,845 original miles and an automatic transmission, offering that unmistakable long hood, wide fender presence that defined the mid-70s Corvette era. This Stingray comes equipped with a 195 horsepower setup, paired with the always fun T-tops, giving you the option to cruise open air with that vintage rumble behind you. While the paint shows some light imperfections, the seller makes it clear that overall the exterior still looks solid for its age, and importantly, the interior is in great shape with no noted issues, a major plus for any 50-year-old fiberglass sports car. The tachometer is currently non-functional, but beyond that, the car is described as well-sorted, featuring a fairly new exhaust system installed by the original owner, and the vehicle has been repainted at some point in its life, keeping it fresh for weekend cruises or car meet showings. The seller was told they're the third owner, which adds to the appeal for buyers looking for originality and proper stewardship across the decades. This is a cash-only sale, with the owner making it clear they don't need any outside selling assistance and aren't interested in dealing with scams. Serious buyers only. For enthusiasts seeking a clean, honest E3 Corvette with originality, good mileage, a strong running condition, and the open-roof T-top experience, this $15,500 Stingray stands out as a compelling American muscle classic that's ready for someone new to enjoy the sound, style, and timeless attitude that only a '74 Vet can deliver. Number 5. The 1967 Pontiac Bonneville Coupe, listed for $19,500 and located in Canton, Georgia, a classic that blends size, style, and power in a way only late 60s Pontiacs could. This example shows 37,000 miles and comes equipped with an automatic transmission, but the real highlight is the legendary 428 cubic inch V8 engine, one of Pontiac's most admired big block power plants, known for its strong torque, smooth delivery, and unmistakable exhaust note. The seller has already handled several of the major mechanical concerns that typically show up in classics of this age, making this Bonneville an appealing option for someone who wants vintage presence without the headache of deferred maintenance. Recently installed components include a new fuel tank, new fuel pump, new sending unit, and a new carburetor, ensuring the fuel system is refreshed from end to end, something buyers often spend thousands on after purchase. This incredibly long, low, and wide coupe carries a signature Pontiac look with its stacked headlights, sweeping body lines, and a commanding stance that makes it impossible to ignore on the road. Cars like the '67 Bonneville offer an unmatched driving feel. Smooth, heavy, and confident, built for effortless highway cruising with enough big block power to move its weight with authority. With so few big-body Pontiacs remaining in clean, running condition, and with desirable upgrades already completed, this $19,500 Bonneville stands out as a compelling opportunity for collectors, weekend drivers, or anyone looking to experience a true American land yacht from the glory days of V8 dominance. Number 6. The 1966 Ford Thunderbird, listed at an incredibly low $4,900 and located right in Wilton Manors. For classic car fans, this price alone is enough to turn heads, because T-Birds from this era rarely show up anywhere near this range, especially ones that run and remain complete. Showing 87,702 miles on the odometer and paired with an automatic transmission, this mid-60s cruiser represents the final evolution of the fourth-generation Thunderbird, a model known for its bold styling, commanding proportions, and smooth, high-torque V8 performance. According to the seller, the car is in good running condition, but it has simply become more than he can handle. He originally paid $12,500 for it and has spent thousands more on various repairs over the years. Yet despite all that investment, the car has barely been used. In fact, he's only driven it 62 miles in the past 4 years, meaning it has spent most of its recent life sitting in the garage rather than out on the road. That long-term storage makes the sale less about the car's problems and more about the seller's desire to clear space and move on, which is exactly why the asking price is set so low. For someone who's been waiting for the right entry point into the classic car world, this is the kind of opportunity that doesn't come around often. Mechanically, the '66 Thunderbird came equipped with Ford's smooth and powerful big block V8, a defining part of its luxury identity. These cars were built to cruise, quiet, confident, and stylish, with plenty of torque for effortless acceleration. Inside, the T-Bird carried one of the most distinctive interiors of the decade, featuring wraparound styling, jet-age instrument panels, and a driver-focused cockpit that made the Thunderbird feel more like a personal aircraft than a typical American coupe. Even today, few classics deliver this level of presence, especially at this price point. On the outside, the '66 model stands out with its long, sculpted hood, wide stance, and signature rear styling, a look that made the Thunderbird one of Ford's most successful luxury nameplates. This particular car isn't described as a showpiece, but it is absolutely a complete and running classic with huge potential. Whether as a weekend cruiser, a restoration project, or a collectible to enjoy slowly over time. At $4,900, this Thunderbird is priced to move quickly, offering an affordable way to bring a mid-60s legend back to life. For anyone searching for a true American luxury classic that still runs and holds tremendous character, this 1966 T-Bird might be the exact opportunity you've been waiting for. Number 7. The 1976 Rolls-Royce, listed at just $6,999 and located in Lawrenceville. For anyone who's ever dreamed of owning a true luxury icon without the six-figure price tag, this might be one of the most interesting finds in the entire lineup. With only 59,518 miles on the odometer, a clean title, and an automatic transmission, this classic British luxury sedan represents an era when Rolls-Royce built cars entirely by hand, focusing on refinement, comfort, and presence above all else. The mid-1970s Rolls-Royce models were known for their unmistakable styling, long, formal lines, a tall, upright grille crowned by the spear of ecstasy, an aura of authority that made these cars a preferred choice of diplomats, CEOs, and Hollywood elites. Even parked, a Rolls-Royce from this era demands attention. At 49 years old, this one still embodies that same sense of grandeur, and the mileage shows that it has lived a relatively gentle life. Cars like these were rarely daily drivers. They were weekend cruisers, special occasion transportation, and collector favorites. Under the hood, the 76 Rolls-Royce is powered by the brand's legendary V8 engine, designed not for raw power, but for smooth, silent, effortless performance. Paired with a silky automatic transmission, these drivetrains were engineered to deliver a floating, almost weightless driving experience. The suspension on these Rolls models, including the advanced hydraulic system, was miles ahead of anything else on the road in its time, offering a ride that seemed to glide over imperfections. This wasn't just transportation. It was craftsmanship, engineering, and elegance working together in perfect harmony. Inside, Rolls-Royce continued its tradition of hand-built luxury, using real wood veneers, high-quality leather, thick carpeting, and chrome accents throughout the cabin. Even in drivers' cars approaching 50 years old, the level of material quality is something modern vehicles still struggle to match. The 1976 models in particular are known for their rich interiors and meticulously crafted dashboards, each piece shaped and finished by artisans. While the seller's listing keeps things simple, no extra story, no long list of upgrades, it's clear that this car is being offered as a solid, clean title classic with low miles and tons of character. At $6,999, it sits right at that sweet spot for buyers who want the Rolls-Royce experience without the overwhelming investment. Of course, owning a vintage Rolls does mean taking on a project of passion. These cars reward careful ownership, regular maintenance, and appreciation for old-school engineering. But for someone who wants a genuine luxury classic, something that turns heads, sparks conversations, and carries the prestige of one of the world's most respected automotive names, this 1976 Rolls-Royce is a rare opportunity. At this price, in this condition, and with this mileage, it may be one of the best classic luxury deals on the market today. Number 8. The 1979 Chrysler 300, priced at $11,000 and located in Harpers Ferry, Iowa. This is one of those underrated classics that doesn't always get the spotlight, but absolutely deserves attention, especially for buyers seeking something powerful, rare, and unmistakably bold. With 78,000 miles on the odometer and an automatic transmission, this Chrysler 300 represents the final chapter of the big-bodied American performance era, before downsizing turned the industry upside down. The 1979 Chrysler 300 was a special edition model built to bring excitement back into the Chrysler lineup, and it delivered with distinctive styling, upgraded performance features, and a unique presence on the road. Under the hood, it packs a 360 cubic inch V8, giving the car strong torque and classic Mopar character. Paired with its automatic transmission, the engine delivers smooth acceleration and that unmistakable late 70s American muscle sound, deep, confident, and ready to move. Inside, This Chrysler offers something many classics don't: a full factory performance-oriented setup. The seller highlights a full-gauge package, including attach, a feature enthusiasts love, because it gives the cabin a sporty, driver-focused feel. Even the clock works, which is a small detail, but incredibly rare on older Mopars. The car also comes equipped with bucket seats and a center console, giving the interior a much more modern and aggressive look compared to the typical bench seat luxury cars of that era. Mileage sits at 78,000, which is very respectable for a 45-year-old car, and according to the seller, it runs great. It's also described as rust-free except for the trunk lid, a major plus for any classic from the late 70s, since this era is notorious for corrosion issues. Many new parts have already been taken care of, meaning the next owner can enjoy the car immediately rather than spending months in the garage sorting out deferred maintenance. This Chrysler 300 also comes with factory AIC and cruise control, a combination that reflects the car's dual identity: part luxury cruiser, part performance machine. Even better, the seller clarifies that they need no help selling and prefer direct inquiries only, which usually means the car has been cared for and the owner wanted to go to someone serious about preserving a piece of Mopar history. On the road, the 79 300 offers a commanding, smooth ride with the kind of highway composure modern cars still struggle to match. Its long hood, wide stance, and vintage Chrysler styling give it instant curb appeal, and the unique 300 badging sets it apart from a sea of more common classics. These cars were produced in limited numbers, making them an increasingly collectible piece of late 70s American automotive culture. For collectors, weekend cruisers, or Mopar fans looking for something distinctive, powerful, and well-kept, this 1979 Chrysler 300 is a standout option, especially at $11,000. With strong mechanical condition, desirable features, and rust-free bones, it's the kind of classic that continues to grow in appreciation and rarity. Number 9. The 1976 Oldsmobile Toronado Brougham, priced at $18,500 and located in Long Beach. This black-on-red classic is one of the most iconic personal luxury cars of the 1970s, and with just 48,300 original miles, it stands as a beautifully preserved example of Oldsmobile engineering at its peak. The seller describes the interior as being in very good condition, an impressive feat for a velour-trimmed cabin nearly 50 years old, with only the driver's armrest showing noticeable wear. Under the hood lies the final year 455 cubic inch V8, the legendary torque monster that made the Toronado famous, and paired with smooth automatic transmission, this front-drive giant pulls strong and confidently. In fact, the owner has just invested $3,000 in engine refresh work, bring it back to full health after years in storage. Now it runs so strong it can spin the front tires with ease. The power features, electric seats, electric windows, power door locks, were incredibly advanced for 1976, giving the car a modern feel decades before such features became standard. The Tornado's signature front-wheel drive layout also makes it unusually sure-footed in rain or snow, even though this particular car has apparently never seen harsh weather. On the outside, the paint is ready for a fresh coat, but the car already turns heads as is, and a repaint would easily elevate it to showpiece status. Big, bold, quiet, and unmistakably classy, the 76 Brougham represents the final chapter of Oldsmobile's big block FWD era and continues to offer a highway ride so smooth and commanding that modern luxury cars struggle to replicate it. For collectors seeking something unique, powerful, and impeccably preserved, this Toronado stands out as an increasingly rare opportunity. An original mileage time capsule with the comfort, presence, and V8 power that made Oldsmobile a legend. Number 10. The 1981 Pontiac Trans Am, offered at $19,900 and located in Royal Palm Beach, Florida. This rust-free survivor shows a documented 72,000 miles, and it's not just any Trans Am. It's a WS6 package car, meaning it comes equipped with a legendary four-wheel disc brakes and performance-tuned suspension that transform these late second-gen F-bodies into true driver's cars. It also packs all the right factory options: T-tops for open-air cruising, power windows, a tilt wheel, and factory air conditioning. Originally born with the underwhelming 301 V8 and a 4-speed manual, the car now benefits from a far more desirable upgrade, a stout 350 V8 paired with the original 4-speed, giving it the punch and attitude enthusiasts expect from a Trans Am. The seller highlights a very clean undercarriage, signaling that this car has lived an easy life in the Florida climate and been well cared for underneath the skin. Out on the road, this thing is pure fun. Exactly the kind of car that gets thumbs up at every stoplight, delivering that unmistakable combination of late 70s, early 80s muscle styling, rumbling exhaust, and raw manual shift engagement. Best of all, the seller says it looks, runs, and drives excellent. A turnkey classic that's ready for weekend cruises, car meets, or simply reliving the glory days of Pontiac performance. At $19,900, it's priced aggressively for a WS6 for speed, T-top Trans Am with low documented miles, making a standout option for collectors and muscle car fans looking for a clean, driver-ready example with the right upgrades and all the personality this era is known for. Number 11. The 1965 Ford Thunderbird, listed at $15,000 and located in Surprise. This stunning classic shows just 44,000 original miles, something you rarely find on a 60-year-old car. From the moment you see it, the Thunderbird makes a statement. Long, low, and unmistakably styled with that jet age influence Ford was famous for in the mid-60s. Wide fenders, a commanding front grille, and a sleek fastback profile give the 65 T-Bird an elegant yet powerful presence on the road. Under the hood sits a dependable 390 cubic inch V8, paired with a smooth automatic transmission, offering the kind of refined power delivery that made Thunderbirds the luxury cruisers of their time. And here's the best part. The entire engine and transmission have just gone through complete reseal. That means fresh gaskets, no leaks, no seepage, just a tight, clean, and reliable powertrain that's ready for long drives without worry. This Thunderbird has also been treated to a number of important and expensive upgrades. It comes with a brand new classic auto air system, giving you modern AIC performance with proper heat and defrost, all while keeping the original factory look. With power steering and power brakes, the car effortlessly glides on the road, making it just as enjoyable to drive today as it was in 1965. The seller didn't stop there. You're getting a new aluminum radiator and upgraded fan, helping the T-Bird run cool even on hot summer days. A new battery, an updated timing set, and freshly redone cylinder heads add to the peace of mind that this car has been thoughtfully maintained and mechanically sorted. These aren't small upgrades. These are the kinds of improvements that keep a classic running reliably for decades to come. Cosmetically, the Thunderbird shines with excellent paint, suggesting careful ownership and a car that's been stored and cared for properly. The interior retains that unmistakable Thunderbird charm with its aircraft-inspired dashboard and wraparound design. To top it off, the seller includes the original fender skirts and factory hubcaps, perfect for restoring the car to its full period-correct appearance if you want that authentic show look. The seller even offers a video of the engine running, giving buyers confidence in its smooth idle and crisp response. And here's something interesting. The owner is open to a possible trade for a classic truck or a classic Mustang, which tells you this car is loved, just part of a true enthusiast garage. So if you're searching for a vintage cruiser that blends reliability, luxury, and unmistakable 60s styling, this 1965 Ford Thunderbird is hard to ignore. It's sorted, clean, well-maintained, and ready to drive anywhere. Whether you're planning weekend cruises, car meets, or simply want to add a timeless American icon to your collection, this T-Bird delivers comfort, character, and class in one beautiful package. Number 12. The 1947 Chrysler Windsor, listed at $12,500 and located in Bay Park. This is the kind of vintage machine that takes you straight back in time to an era when cars weren't just transportation. They were craftsmanship, elegance, and pride on four wheels. With 44,000 miles showing and a clean title to match, this Windsor has survived nearly 8 decades and still carries a charm and presence that made Chrysler a premium name in the 1940s. Under the hood sits Chrysler's reliable straight 6-cylinder engine, paired with a legendary fluid drive transmission, a semi-automatic system that allowed drivers in the late 40s to enjoy smooth, effortless gear changes long before modern automatics became mainstream. For its time, this was advanced engineering, and today it adds a unique driving experience you won't get in any modern car. Mechanically, this Windsor has been given all the right attention. It features a completely new exhaust system from the engine all the way back, ensuring a clean, crisp note and trouble-free performance. The braking system is entirely refreshed, new brakes, new lines, new shoes, and new wheel cylinders, which is a huge plus on a vintage car. Add new shocks, fresh front-end components, a new pitman arm, and brand new bushings for both the front and rear leaf springs, and you're looking at a classic that's road-ready, stable, and smooth. Even the battery cables are new, showing the level of detail the owner has invested. But one of the most impressive features is the interior. This Chrysler received a full interior restoration, including seats, carpet, door cards, and a headliner, all done using factory-correct materials, keeping the car authentic to its original design. The seller notes that just the interior work alone exceeded $5,000, and when you see the period-correct textures and stitching, you know exactly why. This is the kind of craftsmanship that makes stepping inside feel like entering 1947 all over again. And it gets better. Every gauge inside the car works, even the original 1947 radio, which is extremely rare for a car this old. On the road, the owner says it runs like a dream, never overheats, and tracks straight without wandering. These are major selling points for any classic, especially one from the 40s. Cosmetically, this Windsor carries the iconic post-war styling. Sweeping fenders, a bold front grille, elegant chrome trim, and that unmistakable long, graceful body line that made Chrysler stand out from the competition. Classic plates are already fresh, and the deal even includes the original 1947 license plate, a collectible piece of automotive history by itself. So if you're searching for a vintage cruiser with character, authenticity, and major mechanical updates already handled, this 1947 Chrysler Windsor is a standout choice. With its elegant interior, reliable straight-six, rare fluid drive transmission, and thousands of dollars in recent restoration work, it offers incredible value at $12,500 or best offer. A beautiful classic that's ready to show, ready to cruise, and ready to enjoy. Number 13. The 1981 Pontiac Parisienne, listed at just $12,500 and located in Kelowna. This is a kind of full-size boulevard cruiser that defines style in its era, and this particular example has been exceptionally well cared for, showing 120,000 miles and running with the smooth confidence you expect from a classic Pontiac. This Parisienne is a desirable two-door Landau coupe, a body style that's becoming increasingly rare. Under the hood sits a dependable 5-liter small-block Chevy V8, paired with an automatic transmission, an effortless combination that gives you that signature GM ride. Quiet, stable, and full of torque right when you need it. Mechanically, this car has seen major money invested to keep it dialed in and running right. It features a new Edelbrock 4-barrel carburetor, giving the engine sharper response and cleaner fuel delivery. A shift kit has been added to tighten the transmission feel, offering firmer, more confident gear changes. The dual exhaust system is brand new as well, giving the car a deeper, more refined tone without being overly loud. But the upgrades don't stop there. This Parisienne comes with new brakes, new tires, and a new headliner, along with a fresh vinyl top that really completes the classic luxury look. The exterior lines are straight, the chrome shines beautifully, and the overall presentation is clean and proudly maintained. The owner also notes the car has earned collector status and plates, which isn't easy to get unless the vehicle is in very solid condition. Inside, the cabin captures everything that made early 80s Pontiac special. Soft seating, wide door panels, a comfortable driving position, and that unmistakable retro dash layout. It's a car built for smooth cruising, whether you're rolling through town or taking it down a long highway with the windows down. And the seller adds that it runs and drives perfectly, making it one of those classic rigs you can enjoy immediately, not just admire in the garage. For enthusiasts searching for a clean, well-sorted, and tastefully upgraded full-size coupe, this 1981 Pontiac Parisienne represents incredible value at $12,500, with the seller open to cash offers or trades plus cash. It's classy, it's powerful, and it's already registered as a collector car, meaning all the hard work has been done. A beautifully preserved piece of Pontiac history, ready to cruise straight into its next chapter. Number 14. The 1953 Buick sedan, listed at just $975 and located in Ormond Beach. This is an opportunity that doesn't come around often, especially for classic car enthusiasts looking for a restoration project or a valuable parts donor. This Buick represents a golden era of American automotive design. Sweeping fenders, bold chrome, a massive grille, and the unmistakable presence that made early 1950s Buicks some of the most recognizable cars on the road. Even though this example shows 99,999 miles, what you're really looking at here is potential. The kind of project that lets you breathe new life into a vintage machine or harvest rare components for another build. The car is currently not running, which is expected for a vehicle of this age and price point, but that's exactly what makes it attractive for restorers. Whether you want to rebuild it from the frame up, bring back its classic curves, or turn it into a custom street cruiser, this sedan provides a solid starting canvas. It could also serve as an extremely valuable source of original parts, trim pieces, interior components, body panels, and chrome that are becoming harder to find every year. Being nearly 72 years old, many of the features on a 53 Buick, like the classic dash layout, vintage switchgear, heavy steel bodywork, and signature Buick styling, are highly sought after in the classic car community. Even as a non-running project, the bones of the car hold historical value and real potential for anyone skilled with restoration work. At only $975, this Buick is priced to move quickly. It's a chance to grab a piece of 1950s American automotive heritage without breaking the bank. Whether you want to take on a challenge of bringing it back to life or simply need rare, era-correct parts for another Buick project, this listing is worth serious consideration. For inquiries, the seller asks that interested buyers call directly at the number provided, a unique, affordable entry into the world of classic American metal, and a reminder that even a quiet, dusty project can become a showstopper in the right hands. Number 15. The 1964 Buick Skylark, listed for just $6,000 and located in Little Canada. This is a two-door hardtop from the era when Buick blended style, comfort, and muscle into one clean, confident package. With 62,000 original miles, this Skylark has lived a gentle life, and its story makes it even more special. Under the hood sits the 355 Wildcat engine, a strong and smooth Buick power plant known for its torque-heavy character. Paired with power steering and a Powerglide automatic transmission, this car delivers that signature mid-60s driving feel, relaxed, effortless, and built for the open road. According to the seller, the engine starts and runs great, a rare advantage when shopping for a classic from this era. Structurally, the car is solid. The frame and body hold their shape well, with only the typical rust areas you'd expect from a 60-year-old survivor. Lower doors, rear quarters, and surface rust on the floor pans, but nothing rusted through. In other words, this Skylark has good bones. It's the kind of foundation restorers search for, original, honest, and never abused. One mechanical issue noted is the failed single master cylinder, which currently leaves the car without working brakes. But for anyone familiar with classic car repairs, this is a straightforward fix, a weekend project, not a deal breaker. Once that's addressed, you're well on your way to having a drivable vintage Buick. What really elevates the Skylark, though, is its history. The car was passed down from the seller's wife's great-aunt in Portland, Oregon. The original owner, someone who drove it sparingly and cared for it throughout its life. Cars with single-owner story, especially spanning generations, tend to be cleaner, less modified, and well-preserved compared to those passed through countless hands. At $6,000, this Buick Skylark stands out as an inviting opportunity for anyone ready to take on a light to moderate restoration. You get originality, a strong running drivetrain, a straight and solid body, and a classic that still wears its mid-60s charm effortlessly. Whether you envision it as a weekend cruiser, a full restoration project, or simply a nostalgic addition to your garage, this Skylark has all the makings of a rewarding build, a piece of family history, a clean-running Wildcat engine, and a timeless Buick silhouette. This is a project waiting for the right enthusiast to take the wheel.